to my sister. You lowered yourself. You were engaged to that man. You allowed him to stay in your house. You allowed him to lay down on your bed.
And again, before I start, I just want to say this is not Sebastian Minister, because I personally believe that he is suffering from the Proteus effect and is merely expressing the feelings not of himself personally, but of the shadow unconscious that he is attached to. The first thing that caught my attention was the title he addressed the young woman by sister. But look at the gap in their ages. Why is the minister that's damn near 90 referring to a young woman, early 30s or late 20s, as his sister? It's because he's trying to illustrate to you the mindset that the collective he's attached to, how they view you as young women. They don't see you as daughters. You know, they see you as sisters. And what did the Targaryen boy do to his sister? Bartered her, sold her to the organization or the palace that would give him the most power. Now, of course, they'll send someone in to dress it up pretty for you. But it appears that on the way down the aisle or on the way to going down the aisle, things are appearing to get a wee bit ugly.
The sister is charging you, brother, with rape. That's a horrible charge.
Now, no one has come out to clarify whom this young woman is and or is not. So I'll have to give my reasoning in multiple ways. The first way in which I'll present it is as if the young woman account of the way things occurred is 100% accurate, and that an essay took place, and that the accuser is his now new wife. Again, this is hypothetical because no one has come out to state who this young woman is or is not. And we know that art imitates life, so to better get a grip on a visualization, the art we'll be using is Funny Valentine.
I'm so sorry. Put that boy in a room with me, and I'll show you what sorry's all about.
Brenda, don't go flying off half-cocked. Ethelby needs to listen to what we have to say to her.
We don't need the church tainted.
Tainted?
Ethelby, we're thinking about our good church. Everything that we've all worked for is at stake.
What you talking about at stake? Be reasonable, Sister Ethelby. My little girl is laying upstairs. She could barely move. And you try to cover this up.
You misunderstood our intent.
Your intent is pretty obvious.
But the Reverend and I are very sympathetic to your daughter's pain, and we want to do right by her.
Then have your son arrested. Take him off the street.
That won't be necessary. Shore will be sent away. I have a brother in Chicago. If you just spare our son and our good church from the shame of a public trial.
Allegedly, this ain't nothing new. Remember that old saying, art imitates life. Allegedly, this isn't anything new, these young men and women having these misunderstandings. How we cleared up? The mathematics of the mind. We can fix this, make you whole. He gonna marry you, introduce you to the good life. You all just need to be under the right mentorship to work this thing out when y'all have these types of, husband and a wife go through things. It's gonna be misunderstandings. That's how you all do it. Simple mathematics. The matrix is simple mathematics. And so is the animus. Keep them in that animal. Keep them confused. And keep the young women in the animus. Keep them confused. Makes them predictable. That's why they act so well. And let me just say, to this day, I love Reese Islam. He reminds me of my own son. But I'd be remiss if I didn't say something. And am I saying that if this did occur with this young woman, she shouldn't have married him? No, that's not what I'm saying. But I will suggest that this high you're on is going to fade. That's just life. Do yourself a favor and find a 9-year by the name of Sasha Muhammad, and she'll teach you how to integrate your husband just as she integrated her own when they had a misunderstanding.
4 years ago, me and Brother Sherman had a really hard time in our marriage. Really hard. Oh, really? Is that all?
I woke up in the hospital.
I cut a fool.
I woke up in the hospital. I had a separated shoulder and a 20% collapsed lung.
I did that. Mm.
And when everyone was gone and when no one was there, I said, God, what am I going to do?
Right.
I got 7 children. I hadn't worked in 10 years, but in home, you know, I was a housewife. I was fine with that.
Just like Mother Khadijah integrated the great MacD when they had a misunderstanding. That's all we're saying. And with love, we're here to help, not to judge.